everyone. I'm glad to meet you all through this 5-Minute Wisdom Facebook page. Well, today let us look into two passages from Deuteronomy and understand the true biblical attitude and focus of worship. The true biblical attitude and focus of worship. True worship is not bound by time, nor by space, nor by structure. It is 24/7, 365 days a year. You and I were created for worship. We need to understand, if your heart truly knows God, you can worship Him from anywhere. If your heart truly knows God, you can worship Him from anywhere. The Bible, especially the Old Testament, never teaches that singing, dancing, and music is worship. If you pay a close attention to the book of Exodus and Leviticus and Deuteronomy, you will see how God is very meticulous about worship, and you will be able to understand the true heart of worship. Moses beautifully reminds us of our attitude of true worship unto the Lord. If we read Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12 to 13, he gives us what God expects in true worship. What God expects in true worship. It reads, "And now Israel, what does the Lord your God ask of you? But to fear the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to Him, to love Him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and to observe the Lord's commands and decrees that I'm giving you today for your own good." So, to worship the Lord is to fear Him, to walk in His ways, to love Him, and to serve Him, and to keep all that He has commanded. Moses beautifully puts it this way: 5 words for 5 fingers. That would help us to remember how our worship should be. To begin with, to fear, to walk, to love, to serve, and to keep. If you and I need to worship the Lord truly, you and I need to keep these 5 things always close to our heart. Samuel the prophet, in his favorite speech to the people of Israel, in 1 Samuel chapter 12 verse 24, he gives a similar instruction of worshiping the Lord. That is, to fear Him, to serve Him, and to observe all that He has commanded. Friends, worshiping the Lord is to fear Him. Worshiping the Lord is to serve Him. Worshiping the Lord is to keep all that He has commanded. Likewise, in the book of Psalms, you can also see how a true worshipper is described. A true worshipper is one who fears the Lord. A true worshipper is one who hopes in the Lord. A true worshipper is one who keeps His command, one who trusts in Him, one who obeys all His decrees. That's what we see in the book of Psalms. These dimensions of true worship are the ones that are acceptable to the Lord. The key confession of the Israelites in Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 5 reminds us of what true worship is, especially the focus of our worship. Worship the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. You see, worship is a lifestyle. It implies that you and I worship the Lord with our inner being. You and I worship the Lord with our whole person, and you and I worship the Lord with all our resources. Friends, if you closely look at the book of Leviticus, the first 3 offerings sets the stage for us to understand the true perspective of worship. Because the ultimate goal of all our worship is to bring an aroma that is pleasing unto the Lord. To put it in other words, the ultimate goal of all our worship is to make God big. You and I need to understand, in our worship, always the limelight has to be on God. At any time, if it shifts from God to anyone or anything, we miss the purpose of worship. As Jesus summarized all these principles in John chapter 4, verse 23 and 24, may the Lord enable us to be the true worshippers who will worship Him from our inner being, with the whole person and with all our resources, with only one goal of making our God big and Him alone. God bless you.